All right, welcome in. We got a special 15-minute weather and a special guest. We have Mace Michaels in the house, meteorologist Mace Michaels for the Twins. You're the Twins meteorologist.
Best job ever.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, baseball and weather.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's like my dream.
See?
As an 8-year-old boy.
and that was my dream. Yeah.
When you're done, I'll take it. Can I have it?
Okay. Yes. All
right, cool.
I'll put in a good word.
I feel like it might be whenever there's storms. I always feel like, what is Mace thinking right now? Because we can just kind of broad brush it, like, oh yeah, watch out, the game. Watch out for a few storms in the 6th inning. But I don't have to think about the game.
Right.
What is that like? Tell me about, like, today, for example. What is your day going to be like today?
Today, if the timing holds, and I know you're going to show that a little later on.
Yeah.
Shot of rain earlier, window for the game to get in, and then chance of rain later tonight. So that's ideal for us.
Right. And rain is a lot easier to forecast than conditional thunderstorm threats in the summer. Those are disastrous, I assume. What is your least favorite type of weather, whether that's rain, ice, snow? What is the hardest to predict?
For there?
When you're at the game?
Sure.
And then, like, what makes you kind of squirm a little inside? Us meteorologists, like, for me, it's freezing rain.
17 home games in April. This year. There's a lot. And April, again, you can have thunderstorm days.
Yep.
But we get a lot of systems like this. And
back-to-back systems. It's soggy.
Yes. And of course, was it 2018? We had the blizzard and we lost all 3 games. So April we can have it all. I would say snow, okay, we'll put that aside. Sure, that would be the worst.
Right.
But a steady stratiform type rain, a day where we're just looking at
which you get in April.
Which you get in April. So are there going to be any breaks? And that's probably the hardest. Day like today is okay. Now, if we had a 7 o'clock game, I wouldn't be saying that.
What would you do?
Once
so
it
do you
moves
prep them? Will you prep the team? Who do you prep? Who do you talk to? Like,
thankfully,
what's the process like?
Matt Hoy, senior VP, Dave Horstman, he works in the operations, ballpark ops, and of course I work with Larry DeVito. He's the groundskeeper.
Okay.
They are very model savvy.
So they kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, the meteorologist before me, Craig Edwards, he worked at the Weather Service, retired, worked for the Twins and NPR when he started the gig. Thankfully he did, because here I am, lucky enough to have it. He showed them where to look at all the models. So they talk models just like we do. Well, I see the HERS saying this. I see the technical stuff like that. What's the Euro saying?
Wow.
I get into long-term stuff.
Even the COO?
Yeah. They're not high up. They rely on the guys underneath. But Matt and Larry are always looking at stuff because they're just used to looking at it, and they read a lot of the Weather Service discussions. So it would be rare if I'm ever coming in.
So they're asking you for more specific timings. I remember talking to you,
yes.
I don't know, it was probably last May, and you said that they're trying to get it to the minute.
There are times where we're down to the minute. Yeah.
For us, so really, and on TV meteorologists, you're not getting to the minute.
No.
And you can broad brush it, half hour,
right.
within the hour.
And you have a viewing area.
And an area.
I have a point.
Right. Yeah.
So that works good and bad.
Good and bad, yep. Because when you're in TV, it actually can be bad because I'm like, people will be like, you busted your forecast, but I'm like, I forecast for MSP, and I was right on. I don't forecast for Buffalo Airport, or whatever.
Right, you'll talk about Buffalo.
I'll talk about Buffalo, but I forecast for MSP.
7-day forecast isn't Buffalo.
It's tough, yeah. So you got to kind of broad brush a little bit in TV, even though you're technically with a point, which is confusing. If the viewers know what we're talking about, it's confusing.
Right, you explain it.
So you're doing 1 point, which helps.
There is often where we'll have days where it's a washout. If you're playing numbers, 80% chance of rain, half an inch to an inch coming, and we can get a game in. Because all we need is that 2 to 3 hour stretch at that dot where we are downtown right there. And
so they're trying to get them in.
Yeah, we're trying to get in.
Like for me as a media, is just a TV side, I'll have, let's go to the fireworks person will call me from Waconia. And I'll be like, we got a 70% chance of storms at 8 o'clock. And they'll be like, we're done. We're just going to cancel it.
Right.
But then what happens is the event happens, and it always unfolds a little bit different than you think.
Shift.
And now you start seeing some gaps in the storms. And obviously you know what I'm talking about.
Of course, 100%.
And obviously the Twins must realize we could still maybe squeeze some of these in.
They'll ask my opinion on that. They'll be looking at the models as we talked about a little bit ago. Todd Nelson, also meteorologist with the Twins. He handles the weekend games. I handle the weekday ones. We're coordinating. So we're looking all at the same stuff. Just like same stuff you do here in the office. We're just looking a lot more narrow timing-wise and location-wise.
Are you a big part of postponing early? Like if you're going to postpone, do you ever postpone? Will you always give it a shot?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We always want to get people buy tickets.
So even if there's a blizzard, what if there's a blizzard warning?
When does the snow start?
Okay.
I have the oddest last year. We were on the edge of a tornado warning. It was out by your way and west, Waconia westward. That one, was it last year or the year before?
The one that, well, we had
I think it was a couple years ago. Okay. We were on the edge of it here. Sirens are going off. The storms are 20 minutes away from us. So the umpires are looking around going, what's going on? I said, play on. We've got 20 minutes easily.
Oh,
that's a whole
really?
That's a whole inning for us or more.
So wait,
we know how
even
long
with a tornado warning in Carver County, you're going to roll it until it's in Hennepin.
Oh, for sure. We've got enough time. We know how long it'll take to evacuate if we ever had to. Plus, how often does that storm still hold together and move through like downtown where we are?
It could take a long time.
That's why you have boxes for the warnings now. You don't warn for a whole county, as we all talk about. Mm-hmm. So, the South Metro could be getting severe weather. The North Metro, how often does that happen? Nothing going on. So we would continue to play.
Wow.
As long as lightning's not there's more to it than that. As long as we're not getting hail and lightning. We get really concerned within 8 miles.
Within 8 miles?
Yeah, within 8 miles. We'll put up, messages on the screen.
What model do you use, or what type of radar system are you using for lightning?
For lightning, we have a vendor that gives us the lightning data. Yeah, we've got lightning data up to the minute.
Oh, so you have your own?
DTN.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was DTN. They've changed their name. Telvent. They were way back in the day, Cavoris.
Oh, sure.
Now it's they're down Burnsville.
Okay, so you're paying for that information.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because everybody's got different. So yeah, it's just interesting because
it's part of the National Lightning Detector.
All I have to think about is my backyard.
Right.
When I'm in the backyard, I'm like, there are no rules. I'm like, well, I usually just say, like the other day, it was in Maple Grove. There was a lightning strike. And I was like,
sure,
we're good.
Yeah. Well, is that one at night or the
it
early morning one?
The other one, yeah. Boom! And I was like, and we were out there, and it actually shook us during the show. Sure. And Nate's like, what? Why'd you let us out here? He was kind of joking around. I was like, well, there was no. It wasn't even raining here. It was.
Right.
It was clearly in Maple Grove, but. Yep. And so maybe you would play it that close.
Same type of conditions. Yeah. No, we're concerned about that dot downtown. That little dot on the globe.
What's the hardest part of your job?
Timing out when that rains.
Do you ever get stressed out? I always get stressed out.
There are days, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Trying to explain to somebody a percentage, when you're trying for a specific event and the timing, in your heart, the timing will shift and you just, it feels like your heart sinks when all of a sudden maybe you see it drifting south and you told them one thing or maybe it comes in.
Oh, I've had that happen, yeah.
You're like, I think we're going to be good to go. And then you're like, yeah, it's not good.
That same event I was just mentioning, a few days before that, we had storms and models had been consistent after 8 o'clock. We looked good. Our game time was 6:40. We could possibly get in a good chunk of the game. Storms would pass.
Okay, yep.
Because it turned severe, the line surged. You know how storms pick up speed? So it ended up being like 7:20. Well, we played barely an inning and a half instead of. It was a long first inning, so we didn't get as much in as we would have.
And the game was postponed then?
We had to stop, wait a little bit, and then we resumed.
Okay.
But still, yeah, that's number one is.
Is there a lot of money lost then for the Twins when you have timed out?
It's different in every type of condition. Sometimes, if you're having a delay, people have more beverages.
Oh.
In other cases, they may leave. Yes, that's what I mean. It really depends.
Summertime, comfortable, might hang out a little bit.
Yeah, it varies.
Okay.
Is
there any?
You said worst case. Worst case for me would be is if we were playing a team that's not coming back. So like any National League team, and we are facing several days of rain, and we know we have to get those games in because figuring out in the schedule to get a team to come back later on in the year. It sounds easy, but you have to figure out when you have open dates, when they have open dates. Is that work for everybody so you're not doing 25 games in a row? There's a lot that goes into it. So trying to get in when you've got several rain days for a National League team like if the Dodgers or whoever. Right, that's probably the worst, the biggest concern. What's going on, John? Yeah. You home yet?
Right. All right, babe, you're on live TV, so I got to go. All right, love you, bye.
Call her back.
All right, so what I assume I already know the answer. What month is the most canceled games?
I assume April. Just because if I went back and looked, I don't know. It would feel like April to me. By the time you're getting into May, it's warming up. more convective. You can time storms better
And
there.
storms. Now, one last question, and then I'll let you go. I'll do some weather.
Okay. Yeah, because you got plenty to talk about today.
That's all right. I'm having a fun time talking with you.
I love it.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Hold on.
You've had quite a few hot dogs this morning.
6 hot dogs will give. Yeah, makes you blank.
That'll slow you down a little bit.
If the game, what's the latest that you'll start a game?
We have started as late as 9:45-ish. And that was back before we had the pitch clock and things like that. So we were there well after midnight. But you don't want to go past 10. You really don't want to go past 9:30, 10 o'clock if you don't have to. Unless it's that case like Dodgers aren't coming back. We got to get that game in.
Gotcha. So there is a lot. It's interesting because I hate to say like safety's our only thing in TV news, but it's different. There's a business side to this.
There's a lot of logistics that go into it long beyond just what is the weather today.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, and I've learned a lot of that.
Yeah, it reminds me of when there's a tornado and we're running the Players Golf Championship or whatever golf is on NBC.
Oh, I've been there.
And it's a Sunday, and you're like, okay, or whatever the game's, baseball game, whatever it is, and you've got a tornado warning. And then it's like, where's that tornado warning? Because we got money to be made, and then there's an element to this, and okay, we're going to cut in, we're not going to cut. So there's an element to it in TV, but it sounds much more like what you're dealing with.
It's very similar to that, yeah.
A lot more than people think, I think, and that's good. All right, Mace.
Good stuff. Love it.
All right, I'll do some weather here. Let's talk about the Twins. If you hung on here long enough today. So Mace obviously is going to have to forecast in high detail here. Looks like that first little initial wave at 2 might be lighter. So that's good news for folks that are trying to get to the game. And we do think that there's going to be a decent gap here where it's not going to be raining. And then once you get to 5 or 6, most models are saying 6 or 7 o'clock start time. So I think the game will go on. It's going to be cold. It's going to be in the 30s. Look at the home openers. 47, 53, 51, 48, and 65. 65 sounds really nice right now. Even 48 sounds pretty nice right now. Yeah, it's going to be the coldest by far probably in the last 5 years. Already starting to see the system. Now, a lot of this will be evaporating. And remember, as this precip comes in here today, it will turn into mainly rain. We're going to see a mainly rain setup. Again, you're looking at that winter weather advisory for St. Cloud. Winter storm warnings up in Bemidji, Grand Rapids, and Alexandria, and then an ice storm warning for Hayward. So the low pressure center is going to go pretty much directly over us and just to the north of us, and that actually means rain. We should get a little bubble of warmth here. Let's time this thing out as that low progresses. There's that chance for rain at 2. We think that a lot of this will be evaporating, so we're just calling it more for a light rain. Then we start seeing this swath of heavy snow start to show up here. This is 7 p.m. See, this model's pushing the heavier rain back a little bit, 7:38, 9 o'clock. So if the game was later today, we'd be in trouble. But we think we're going to get it on, and that's good news. Then overnight, snow really picks up. Would not travel on 94 West. I would not travel on 169, 371. That's going to be really rough up here during the Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon time. Now, Saturday afternoon, it pivots. It goes from Brainerd and Alexandria, and then it shifts the heavy snow here to Moorhead, Bemidji, and International Falls. We are expecting a lot of snow up here. In fact, some places may come over 6 to 10 inches. That's 6 hot dogs. 6 to 10 inches in Bemidji, Grand Rapids, International Falls. You see the purple area? 3 to 6 though, Alexandria, Brainerd over to Duluth. Of course, we'll see some 4 to 8s on the actual shores of the North Shore. 2 to 4 in St. Cloud, and then here in the metro, we're expecting less than 1. Icing. Clearly, this is going to be a Hayward deal. We're looking at a lot of ice expected up here, drifting down into St. Cloud. Twin Cities, if the last one didn't fully impact the roads, this one is definitely not going to impact the roads. Saturday, 38, a cold, blustery day. 47 on Sunday. Happy Easter, everyone. Hope you enjoy your family time, going to church, whatever you're doing, enjoy it. And then increasing sun on Sunday. It will be better. It's not going to be warm. Every day is below average outside of Wednesday. We think we're going to have some warmer air start to move in by next week. 40 degrees here today. That's the high. That means 99% of the day is going to be in the high 30s. 38 on Saturday, 47 Sunday. Blustery Monday at 41. Tuesday, Wednesday, we start warming it up. Hope you guys have a great Friday. I want to thank Mace Michaels again and give him the best of luck. So go Twins.